Jeromes, daily Jeromes live stream, 11 a.m. Central Time, every Monday through Thursday. End of the week, we almost made it. Last show before the Vikings at 5-6, the best 5-6 team in NFL history. Get it on US Bank Stadium Sunday afternoon against the 1-10 Jacksonville Jaguars. Young, feisty, getting after. Do not overlook them at all. Every single game is a playoff game for the Vikings from here on out. And also, they can sneak into the playoff bracket on Sunday if they win. Take care of business against the Jaguars, as well as if the Cardinals lose against the Rams. So, it's exciting times. Ezra Cleveland's back at practice. Kirk Cousins just named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. I wouldn't be shocked if he's named NFC Offensive Player of the Month for November. Kirk Vember, rising up, babe. Let's go. Let's get after it. But good times. Final stream of the week. We got a bunch of Q&As. Let's get this thing started. So, number one, Tyler, it's still hilarious that the Eagles took Rieger and JJ over DK and JJ. Yeah, I mean, maybe they were just freaked out about taking Justin Jefferson, another JJ, after Arcega-Whiteside wasn't working out. But, yeah, a lot of people overlook DK. Actually, let's look at that. Okay. 2019... NFL draft. Really good at spelling today. Let's see. All the wide receivers taken before DK, and it's a lot. All right, so wide receiver, Hollywood Brown, N'Keal Harry, Debo. Debo's all right. A.J. Brown, aight. Mecole, J. Jaw, Paris Campbell, Isabella, and then DK. So DK was what, the 7th wide receiver taken? That's gross. That's gross, man. And, yeah, respect A.J. Brown, respect Debo, but... yeah, do you think the Ravens might like DK right now? Do you think the Patriots might? Could you imagine DK with the Chiefs? My goodness. I mean, DK with the Eagles would be a stud. Or like DK in Arizona opposite of Nuke. Yeah. Oh, I forgot Paris Campbell too. Although Paris Campbell was pretty damn decent until he got hurt against the Vikings week 2. But yeah, is what it is there. It's unfortunate. But yeah, you just hate to see strife inside the Philadelphia Eagles ranks. You just hate to see it. Next up is Evan Cascanaway. Did you see the interview where Kirk said that BB was the least let's stretch this out, was the least likely to get the ball on the game-winning touchdown? I did not, but I don't believe that at all. Like, look at the All-22. BB was the only one who actually ran a route where they're looking at Cousins. The rest of them were just running interference underneath. So, yeah. It was designed the entire way. It was scripted by Gary Kubiak, who obviously loves Chad Beebe. But, I mean, he made the play, man. Yeah. Evan Cascanaway. Whatever happened to Courtney Davis, I had such high hopes for him. I feel like he could maybe be a decent punk on him. Yeah, it's weird, man. Especially given the Vikings have just had a need at wide receiver at times. Just never got another sniff. I don't think he even got another tryout anywhere. No sniffs on the practice squad. Yeah, it's sort of like the whole Neville Clark thing, the undrafted free agent cornerback out of UCF. Sounded like he was having a good camp too. So, I mean, at a certain point, like coaching staffs and decision makers who see them every single day on practice, see how they interact up against NFL caliber competition. Some guys have it, some guys don't. George Paulson. What did you think of Anthony Barr's ceiling potential after seeing his first 2 seasons in purple, aka your thoughts on Anthony Barr when it was 2016? That's pretty high. I thought it was really damn high, but injuries caught up with him, and he just sort of plateaued. Like, he didn't get any better than he was his first 2 seasons. And even though he got that big contract, didn't earn it, was bad last year, was bad to start the season before he got hurt. So, yeah, I think it's over. Adnan S. After years and years of watching this franchise, do you think we're a cursed team, or do we just shoot ourselves in the foot at the worst moments in time? Well, it could be a fooled by randomness spot because you're never going to really find the long run in terms of NFL, since there is only 16 games in a season. But, yeah, it just seems like the franchise, maybe the fan base as a whole, is just always looking for the banana peel, always looking for them to screw up. But I actually like the way that this young team is fighting back from that 1-5 start. And what does it matter that the Vikings have lost 4 Super Bowls? Why does it matter that the Vikings have lost numerous NFC title games? I mean, most of these players weren't even around in 09. Actually, let's see. So yeah. All the players from 09 are gone. A handful of guys are still here from 2017, but meh. I want Ty Mendoza. Which do you see happening first? Dalvin Cook breaks single season rushing record, or Justin Jefferson breaks most receiving yards in a single season record? Skull. Probably Jefferson, just because he'll have more shots at it. He's going to have a longer career than running backs typically do. And with the relaxation of the rules in the passing game, I think Jefferson is just an absolute monster, man. He's just a freak. So yeah, I could see. I would bet on Jefferson. Viking Jerome updated Wabi shares a new show on Vikings territory on YouTube. Oh, cool. LC3. Would you rather have Jefferson or Hopkins? Jefferson because he's younger. MJ the GOAT. Why didn't they add a playoff spot? We would be in the playoffs. Well, it was only if they had to cancel significant games. And I think if Ravens Steelers had gotten canceled, maybe they would have gone to the 16-team playoff. M. Gasconaway, is it going to be a rookie duel between Jefferson and Henderson this week? Well, they mainly have Henderson playing sides. So, I mean, part of the time, yeah. But also, their other quarterback, Herndon, is hot garbage. He's just bad. All right, so yeah, and we've seen a number of the rookie cornerbacks as well. So you saw A.J. Terrell in the Falcons game. I think he had a pick, didn't he? Yeah, and then you're seeing Henderson. You saw Okudah, of course. So, I mean, seeing some top-tier cornerback talent, man. Although you see that they're having rough goes of it as well, especially Okudah. Folds right on the wall. What if they just put Daniil in a neck brace and just sent him out there? He could run upright and pull down the quarterback with his arms. What's the worst that could happen? He'll be like D from Always Sunny in Philadelphia when she had that neck halo on. Jake Simmons, did you see Kirk on the Pat McAfee show? It was fun to see. Also, do you watch the Vikings mic'd up? Kendrick's mic'd up for the Panthers game, and he burst out saying, "Hey, Teddy." I did not see Kirk. Big respect to McAfee, though. And then also, I did not see the mic up. Yeah, it's on my things to do list. But maybe we should do a reaction to the mic'd ups, since those seem to do well. Max McElroy was upset about the Vikings missing out on Wenu, but I remember that the Vikings mindset is draft a lineman and move him to backup right tackle, so he wouldn't have played even if we draft him. That's fair. That's fair. Where I do like that the Patriots is a true meritocracy. Like, they have no bones about cutting veterans, playing young guys, and I've always respected that about Belichick. Folds right in the wall. Can we get a day in the life vlog? A day in the life is very boring. Usually get up about 4, do a little bit of work, ride the bike, shoot the bow, do shows, eat tacos, go to bed. That's about it. Tyler, you going to make a video on your reaction to the McAfee interview on Cousins? Maybe. Luke Zacher, do you think Anthony DeBar stopped caring as much about football after he got his big contract? It's always tough to say. And it's always misplaced to talk about if a guy loves football or doesn't love football or gets fat and happy after he got a big contract. Alec, don't know what's going on with Anthony DeBar. Kyle Allen, do you really think Jordan Love will be the next Packers franchise quarterback, or they finally not have to the quarterback carry them for the next 15 years? I really like Jordan Love, and that sucks that I have to root against him. I think that he will be an average quarterback, not the franchise changer, which would be great. Randy Moss is the boss. Yeah, could you imagine being a Packer fan? You haven't had to worry about your quarterback position since like 1989, because Don Magic Man Mahowski, remember, was a Pro Bowler before Favre came in 92. Yeah, 92. Randy Moss is the boss. I imagine the Buccaneers and Saints as bodyguards for a door, and above it says playoffs. And there's a winner. You can see the Packers hiding under the desk. All-Star Gaming. Do you think we can make the playoffs at 9-7? Also, what position do we need most in the draft? 9-7, you're going to need a little bit more help. Like, the Cardinals have to fall flat on their asses, and then also the Bears will have to as well. But the Vikings are playing the Bears. So, also, what position do we need most in the draft? It's starting to become defensive interior, because even when Pierce gets back, you're still missing that penetrating 3 tech, as well as just a guy who can get after it on passing downs on the defensive interior. Now, is that a Fadi next year as a rotational guy? Maybe, but barring them playing James Lynch, even though James Lynch is not that quick first step Allen Iverson just blowing up a gap type guy either. I mean, there's a lot of dudes in the draft. I like Onwuzurike from Washington. I like Twyman from Pitt. I like Stills from West Virginia, both of them. I mean, there are some dudes that are going to be in the day 2 conversation at that 3-tech spot that they need to take a flyer on. So that actually may be creeping up as the biggest need. Who is the best player in the draft at that position? Oh, we just list them. Mark Jr. I'm writing that. Also Jay Tufella, who I think is probably not as quick as, say, Twyman or on Wuzuriki, but better against the run. I think he's better all-around, well-rounded tackle. Jay Tufella from UC. Mark Jr. I'm writing this after Cousins singing video, and what the hell, just sing the plays out. I would confuse the defense. It would confuse the defense so much. He should sing. Yeah, he should do that as audibles. Like he should, instead of what's the normal one? Oh, not audibles, but like cadence. There you go. Sunday, Sunday. He just sang Sunday, Sunday. It'd be hilarious. I want to put it past Kirk Cousins. By the way, have you seen the Kirk Cousins mic'd up? Like the one in Washington when he's talking about like being a hero and running around the Shire. It's like, what the hell? What the hell? And then also the one, was it the Lions game? Where it's like, oh, gee whiz. Oh, gee willikers. Now, do you think part of that is him actually? And also part of it is him putting on a show because he knows he's mic'd up. I think it's probably a combination of both. Pulford Skull, any timeline or update on Mike Hughes? Would really like to see a kid back and healthy, playing rotational quarterback and shift to punt, kick return. I have not heard anything. But I agree. Bring him back as a return specialist. Get some value out of his 4th year because he's going to be back next year. The Vikings very rarely move on from guys on the rookie deals before they expire. Yeah. Let's hear. Let's know where we're watching from. Give a couple shout outs. What's the deal? Hey, first want to say thank you for uploading. I've been watching for 2 seasons now. Hey, thank you for coming along. So if the Vikings win out, do you think we can win the Super Bowl? In this weird-ass season, anyone can beat anyone. Like, who in the NFC really scares you? Like, sure, Saints, maybe. Actually, not even the Saints so much. The Saints got to play in Denver against a wide receiver at quarterback. So, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not rolling out the red carpet for the Saints yet. The Bucs can get got. The Packers obviously can get got. Seattle's flawed. No one in the NFC scares you. And the AFC, I think the Chiefs are the best. I think the Steelers have just tiptoed through the tulips. So, yeah, I say bring it. Bring it. Hutter Butter. With the Vikings 5-6, if the Vikings win and the Cardinals lose, do you think we would win the wild card? Yes. Yes. Brady Miller. Actually, let's check out those odds. I don't want your big box of porn, Andy. All right, so Vikings beat the Jaguars, and then the Cardinals lose. All right, so the Vikings playoff odds would be at 37. Cardinals will be at 32. And then let's just extrapolate this further. Say they win. And then the Vikings, let's see here. We're looking for Cardinals. Yeah, I say lose there. All right, so they end up 9-7. Actually, let's find a way where they both end up 9-7. All right, so that tiebreaker at 9-7, the Vikings would still be in, and the Cardinals would be in. Well, who's out? Oh, yeah, the Bears are out. Yeah, and the Niners base. Actually, wait, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Either way, keep winning, and everything else will just take care of itself. All right, so a couple shout-outs. Let's see here. Jacob Mejia, Mega, Oakdale, Minnesota. Purple Rain, Massal, Wisconsin. Mark Jr., Austin, Minnesota. Spam, Pulford Skull, Nashville. What's up? Devin A. Toff, Playa del Rey. Nick Paulson, Hatfield, Minnesota. Was that Chatfield or Hatfield? Is there actually a Hatfield? Traveler, Washington State. Preach Paul, hauling it for all of y'all. Barnesville, Minnesota. Barnesville, Minnesota. Thanks for coming along. You guys are the best. Let's keep it going. Peter Erickson, Rochester. Henry Haschenbusch, Wichita Falls, Texas. What up? Love me some Lone Star State. Next up. Brady Miller. Who gets 98 next year? Wanham or Pierce? We're changing the number to. Well, Pierce already took 97. So he took 97 because that's the number he wore in Baltimore. I believe that's the number he wore in college. Maybe wrong there. But remember, they had 97 set aside, which just added to the Everson conspiracy theory because Pierce was initially 98 when he came in. Wanham was like 57. And then after Everson signed with Dallas, then Pierce took 97, and then Wanham took 98. Folds right in the wall. Do you think the defense will keep improving, or will they fall flat like in the Cowboys game? Well, they can't get any worse. Westworld, do you believe Robert Saleh can be the next Brian Flores? Well, I think he can be his own man. Flores is a special dude. He's a different kind of motivator, and he is a true leader of men. I think that he and Chris Greer and Tua are just going to do phenomenal things down in Miami. I think Saleh is a phenomenal defensive mind. I don't really know much about him as a leader, but he does get rave reviews from everyone who's ever played with him, as well as his coaching peers. So, if the Vikings were in the market for a new head coach, I would take a shot at Saleh, but it looks like Zimmer, rightfully so, saved his bacon this year. But also, man, if the Vikings moved on from Zimmer, I think I would want an offensive coach just to shake things up, man. Back on that horse. Mark Jr., if John Ross becomes available, should Minnesota sign him as a deep threat and punt and kick return? He's talented, but he played in Cincinnati. He's mainly a kick returner, even though it's so weird. John Ross was, Jake Browning made John Ross at Washington. Let's get that straight. But yeah, John Ross is one of the best kick returners in college football history. And the Bengals, I believe, as of this year, have used him on 0 kick returns. None. Absolutely. I mean, you spent the number 9 overall pick on John Ross, which just lends credence to the argument of, hey, the higher the pick doesn't mean the better the player. You just look at the Lions draft history, look at the Jets, look at the Bengals. Draft where you draft, and then just draft well, right? But yeah, I would take a shot at him. When there was talk about maybe the Bengals would cut him before the season, I would have been in. Even if it would taken like a 6th-round pick, I probably would have just taken a shot on him because just come in and play special teams and just run a couple 9 routes, 10 snaps a game. I mean, that's all we need you to do. R-free favorite frozen pizza. Hagen's Inferno for me, but it has to be cooked in a pizza oven, though. Heggy's Minnesota institution. That's clearly up there. Although, I still have... all right, so I still have, nostalgia for Jack's Pizza. Jack's Frozen Pizza, because in college, God, you probably get a Jack's Frozen Pizza back in the day for $1.50. I think on sale they're $2 now. But, yeah, just college days... That was good too. And also, so my dad was a grocery store manager, so we would get frozen pizzas all the time, mainly Tombstone, because it's a big Tombstone store. And those always do it too. But I hear what you're saying about the pizza oven, but also if you use a toaster oven and then put that on the upper rack, get some. Yeah, but yeah, it is Heggy's, clearly one. Shiver Timbers. I can't believe Kirk Cousins has cereal. Oh, yeah. If you go to Hy-Vee, Kirk Cousins has a cereal. I forget what it's called. Crunch, Kirk. I don't know. It's something dumb. Westworld. Carson Wentz low-key might be good in Indy or Tampa. Yeah, I would take Wentz with Frank Reich in Indy. I think they should make a play for him. I don't think they should run it back with Phillip Rivers. I just really don't. And Tampa... Well, either Arians has to go or Brady has to go because this ain't working. And I would not hitch my wagon to Tom Brady at this point. So I think Wentz could have a career renaissance. I mean, hell, the Raiders, even though Al Davis isn't there anymore, the Raiders have always loved them some reclamation projects. And frankly, Wentz with John Gruden, I think that could actually work. They tried to do it with Mariota, except that Mariota got hurt. And then also the Derek Carr ain't it. No. Luke Zacher. Top 5 Vikings player names of all time. Disclaimer, you must include Storm Norton. Forgot about Storm Norton. Storm Norton caught on. So is he in Jacksonville? Because Storm Norton was on the AAF, and then I think he might have found a hitch on with the XFL. Oh, no, he's on the Chargers. That's right. Actually, he's playing. Yeah. I really like Storm Norton coming out of Toledo. And then just never quite got together. But yeah, he's on the LA Wildcats of the XFL. Could swear he's on the AAF too, but I don't know. Anyway, Buster Rhymes has to be up there. Storm Norton, sure. Cordero Patterson I always liked. Um, who have you met who's named Cordero? Like you have never met Cordero before, and you'll never meet another one again. It's just and CP Flash was great. Let's see it. All-time Vikings names list. Theon Bowenson. Mick Tinglehoff is good. There's just a list of Vikings players. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Oh, I forgot Emmanuel Arsenault, the pride of the CFL. Denver and Roma should do the run blocking wide receiver from Chicago. It's good times. Man, we should just go through his list and like read names. Greg Beekert, he's from Iowa. Oh, Patrick Chukwura, yeah, the linebacker. All right, so the linebacker from Wyoming, I believe, and he was out of the league for a while, and then he came back with the Seahawks, like after 5 years, and actually had a good season. Yeah, so he's out of the league. He's playing with the Florida Tuskers, and he came back with the Seahawks. It's just funny. Also, he wore like the dark tinted visor before it was in vogue. I was like that. Vikings. Yeah, oh. Look at Chukwura with the Wyoming Cowboys. What's up? It's a good look, man. I like it. I always liked Patrick Chukwura. Yeah. Next up is we're making fun names some more. Let's see. Wait, Matt Hasselbeck was. Oh no, sorry, Don Hasselbeck. I'm guessing that's the dad. Yeah. Frampton. Peter Frampton. Yannick the freaking Ngakoue, of course. Roosevelt Nix, I always thought that was. Oh no, Al Noga. I remember as a kid, my dad or grandpa would say like, "Oh, we need a big game from Al Noga," just the backup of the backups. Just getting it. Yeah. Ezra Swallow is a great name too. Oh, Overbaugh. And we'd have to give some thought to this because I'm Steve Stonebreaker. Who the hell is this guy? Played linebacker back in the day. Oh, Waswa Serwanga, of course. He went to Washington State, right? Oh, UCLA. Yeah, I'm a genius. God, dummy. Robert Tate, converted wide receiver from Cincinnati, one of the worst cornerbacks in NFL history. Herschel Walker. Good. Oh, Jamarcus Webb. Jamarcus Webb was a Viking? Oh, wait, no. It's like his first season. Yeah, first couple of seasons with the Vikings. There you go. So, anyway. All right. Back at the ranch. Pulford Skull. Dalvin can still be a threat, but I don't ever think a team should be just one-sided. Let primetime Kirk cook, baby. And November Offensive Player of the Month should be Brady Miller. If you want some entertainment, watch an Eagles video on how mad they are. They took Rieger over JJ. Yeah, what's the name of that really angry Eagles fan who's hilarious? I think he does sports picks. I gotta find that. That guy's awesome, man. Like, so like we're here, like he's up here, like he's freaking hilarious. I love that guy. Mark Jr. Do you think that Minnesota should have gotten Jalen Johnson over Gladney? I haven't seen Johnson play much, so do you have any insight? I'm curious. I think I'm pretty happy with Gladney, but Jalen Johnson shows some pretty damn elite flashes. He's been looking really good. Peter Erickson, what does Trey J have to improve on before he gets on the level of players like D-Hop, Julio, etc.? It's a good question. Well, you'll notice that players aren't pressing him as often, mainly because he just has the agility to get away from it. He's got that stutter step as well as rocker step. I think that adding strength could help him in contested ball spots. He also does have a handful of concentration drops that you got to just fix. But, I mean, overall, like, improvements for Justin Jefferson, you really are picking nits. Like, he runs a full route tree. He's amazing after the catch. And he really is developing a nice chemistry right now with Kirk Cousins. So, I mean, it's, yeah. Isaac Den. If Micah Parsons fall, do we draft him or Wyatt Davis? Man. Well, I guess it would depend on what happens with Eric Wilson, because if you resign Eric Wilson, it's less of a need. But gosh darn, that would be really tempting, man. I still say take Wyatt Davis because you have an instant plug and play starter. Where with Parsons, say you resign Eric Wilson, I mean, I gonna run 3 linebackers really, even though nickel is the new base. Are you gonna run? Oh, you could run a 3-3, could run a multiple front. I suppose that would have to be more of an option if Parsons was here. But yeah, in terms of BPA, God, that'd be tough. Parsons is phenomenal, man. Random Moss is the boss. Trace McSorley better not play anymore. It's going to rack up his value because he's a baller. Yeah, damn straight, man. I was entirely like, hey, don't play him. RG3 stay healthy. And then you saw McSorley dropped a couple of dimes. I mean, he's a less douchey Drew Brees with better mobility. I'm still fully in on draft Desmond Ridder in the 3rd round, trade a 6th-round pick for Trace McSorley. Just get it done. Daniel Olson. Who's going to win the Super Bowl, the Vikings or the Vikings? Vikings 41, Chiefs 39. Just right at the end. Dan Bailey free kick. Jerome Smith, say it for me one time, no cap. Cyberbully 123. What are the Vikings going to do with Mike Boone after the season? I believe he's a restricted free agent, so I think that it would make sense to put the tender on him. I think that they respect him as a special teamer, even though that one punt block against the Lions wasn't necessarily on him. It was more on DJ Wanham, not jiving with assignments. But I would love to bring him back. He really is becoming sort of that Raheem Mostert when they re-sign him as a core special teamer. And then if he got his opportunity to be a running back, I think he could do well. Except with Dalvin, ain't gonna happen. Jens Harold Claudius. Hey, I just love your channel. Thanks for all the work you do. Hey, thank you. Just curious, what was the origin of the Jerome Ezekiel thing? So the Jerome thing was based off of poker player Phil Ivey, because on this old show called Poker Road Radio, they used to call him Philip Jerome Ivey. And the Ezekiel part, I have no idea. It just sort of came in. MD, Josh Rosen is the future of Tampa Bay. Maybe. I mean, he's just chilling on the practice squad, absorbing all of Bruce Arians' philosophies. And he would no risk it, no biscuit for sure. What's the deal? What are the chances of getting the playoffs if the Vikings lose to the Saints or the Bucks? They're diminished, for sure. MIT03. Who is going to be the first player in the Vikings not named Harrison or Eric to get an interception? I'm going to say Anthony Harris gets off the schneid this week. He does. Daniel Olson. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I found a way the Vikings get the division win and number 1 seed this year. Yeah, win out and then everyone else lose out. Yeah, we played around with that on the simulator. It's funny. Samuel V. Van Sloon. What is Cook's deal? It seems like he has been contained for the past 2 weeks besides injuries. Well, it's almost like defenses are selling out to stop him. And we've said this before, like bad defenses can stop a good running back. Just stack the box and actually play your gaps. But bad defenses can't stop a good quarterback. And you've been seeing that with Kirk Cousins the last couple of weeks where he's just dropping dimes. Josh Dixon. I'm glad we're winning and Kirk's playing good, but I think it's blinded a lot of us, and we still need our franchise quarterback. Well, you can do both. You can do both. Like, you can be happy about Kirk Cousins. You can still say that the Vikings need to draft a quarterback. Remember, still be the quarterback. Need thoughts? Yeah, draft a quarterback. Except, I say draft a quarterback every single year. I'm team draft a QB every year, at minimum every other year. Colton, should the Eagles bench Carson Wentz? Yes or no? Yeah. Flex hurts. Get him out. Get him out there. Yeah. All right, so that's it. That is the Daily Jerome's live stream. That's the final one for the week. You guys are the best. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I got Vikings Jaguars preview coming up tomorrow. A bunch of other stuff flying around the channel. It's always good times. It's always good times hanging out. Final score prediction: Vikings 40, Jaguars 17. I don't think it's close, and I don't think it's playable. I think Dalvin gets back on the schneid, off the schneid, and then Jefferson and Thielen just bang. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll talk to you Sunday again. There you go. Skull, production value.